Test 1, 2. All right, that's cool. I'll be right there, folks. All right, everybody, about to get this party started. About to get the party started. That's what we're gonna do. But I gotta find something real quick. Hmm. What did I do with that? What did I do with that? That's weird. It's not that one. Oh, it's this one. Did you know that cyber stalkers could go to prison? I didn't know that. I thought that, they can. That's weird. Anyway, I'm about to get the show going. Um, how's everybody doing this Sunday? You don't, if you caught this on another day, I hope you're doing good on that day. So, but we're gonna get this party started. Yeah, but I've been doing some reading up on that, and it's very interesting. Let's start off with this. Yeah, you can also do. All right, Susie Bear in the house. Susie Bear is up in the house. Um, this is gonna be cool. I am really concerned about the lack of role models we have. Susie Bear, you have a stock? Actually, I have like at least three. At least three. At least three. Legitimately, probably three. But there's probably more. Who knows? A network and whatnot, Susie. Um, let's bring up Floyd real quick. Let me make some adjustments though on my video. Okay, let me see what happens when I do this. All right. Um, I want to switch sides. There we go. Okay. You don't want to get roasted, man. You don't want to put some name on that. Man, it's been, you know something, bro. Let me tell you what. hang in there. And let's talk. We'll talk. But today, our main manosphere person we're going to go on is the Will Jordan story, which I'm going to be putting up in a little while. But you got to give me 1 second here. Because he's a very good example of what happens to defective men, as I called it. Let's see here now. I'm just trying to make sure I have him on tap. Let's see here. Yeah, he's supposed to be right here. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so you say we have role models. Angry Man. Okay, do you know the history of Angry Man Sigma, King Sigma? Do you have the history of Angry Man? Let me know. Put it in the chat. So let's see. I just want to make sure I have this. Where is it? Okay, I have that. Let me go. Okay, let me start with a warm up with what's going on with our role model right here. Here we go.
We don't want to talk about it. We're gonna get through this. That's tough because
No procedure.
All right, if you don't know what's going, one of our premier role models, he's having a little bit of trouble. I don't know. He got caught up with all the money he has. He's never happy, but that's just what that mentality does. They just can never have enough. So anyway, basically, let's just say Mayweather is in a little bit of cover. He's in a little bit of trouble. So let's check it out. Here we go.
You say hi to you Nesto from Dubai. And if there's anything from Dubai police, we are happy to share. Thank you so much. Are you happy? Anything? Good. Thank you. You know what happened? You know what happened? Playing with your boy.
And just like that, the empire is crumbling. A secret tape just leaked, and it might be the final nail in the coffin for Floyd Money Mayweather. The man who flaunted jets, Bugattis, and $100,000 shopping sprees just got exposed for what might be the biggest scam of his entire career. We're talking $600 million in fraud charges. And the cherry on top? Floyd's voice on tape plotting to escape before the feds could cuff him.
Anybody know
What a man he does. He stands on business, doesn't he? He stands on business. No. Anyway. Okay, so I'm putting that up there. Good. That should be on my YouTube now. So Money Mayweather. Lot of extreme respect for his prowess on in the boxing ring. But it appears that his pathology caught up with him. Let's hear some more.
about business? You don't keep that type of money in just regular account. So I had to wire the money from somewhere. Okay. So I wired the money to the account, and when I wired it to the account, I went straight to the bank. I go to the bank myself to make sure shit get done. Because the thing is this, I can't make all the money unless somebody else do all the dictating and do all the controlling.
The Salto in the house. King Sigma in the house. Susie Bear in the house. Gets in, y'all. We're going to have a good night tonight. Talk about a lot of stuff. Here we go.
So let's break this all down. The tape, the scams, the lies, the luxury, the Dubai hideout, and how the so-called richest boxer alive might have been faking it this entire time.
Why has it always come to money?
Why not?
It's just a certain pathology of people who like to fake stuff. We've seen it in real life and online all the time. Basically, for some reason, he just wasn't happy having enough. He wanted more and he paid for it. Let's find out more right now.
I mean, everything you got on costs money. Everything you do costs money.
Is that how you measure your success?
No. Me, I'm loyal and honest. And I'm a good person. And I call a spade a spade.
Wait. He said loyal and honest, but the problem. Okay, let's find out. Maybe there's just maybe the man is getting on him, and that is the problem. Let's find out. Here we go.
Money don't make me. I make money. Without money, I'd be the same person.
It all starts with a voice recording that hit the internet like a nuclear bomb. In the tape, a voice sounding eerily like Floyd's is heard whispering about getting out before they come knocking and referencing moving the rest of the money offshore. Allegedly recorded inside a hotel suite in Dubai, the tape reveals Floyd knew what was coming. He wasn't caught off guard. He was prepping to run. But why? Because this wasn't just some petty legal issue. This was about to become a federal takedown over a series.
The problem with this is that a lot of men, especially when it's about DV or something like that, they think that any legal issue is a petty issue, not handling business right or whatever, and that's why that's why the jails are full.
Series of scams totaling $600 million.
Bro, I mean, this is what gangsters do.
Let's start with one of Floyd's most notorious moves, the crypto scam. Back in 2018, Floyd was hyping up a sketchy crypto called Centra Tech. He was dropping IG posts like, "You can call me Floyd Crypto Mayweather from now on."
And everybody in the crypto world is competing with one another. Whereas I feel like everybody should be able to choose what they want to choose and go with who they want to go with. I think everybody should work together. And what I always did was I believe.
So what do you guys think about Floyd getting into all this financial trouble and then saying that he's going to sneak out? What do you think? King Sigma, do you still what? Tell me in the chat, and then we'll go. Tell me in the chat what I know. This off subject a little bit, but tell me in the chat what and why you feel Angry Man is the man, because I think we need to have a talk about him. I think we need to straighten you out as far as what's going on with the angry man mentality. Yeah, go ahead. Let me know. Here we go.
In myself. Before anybody else believed in me, I believed in myself.
Turns out, Centra Tech was a full-on fraudulent ICO, fake licenses, fake teams, and fake products.
Fake licenses, fake teams, and fake products. Man.
Founders ended up arrested and charged with fraud. And Floyd? He got fined by the SEC, banned from promoting securities for 3 years, and exposed as nothing more than a celebrity pawn in a bigger scam.
At one point, you were getting celebrity endorsements. One was DJ Khaled, hilarious, and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And he posted on his Instagram him.
Yeah. Listen to all these. This is the most foolish thing I've seen is how these men, he had millions. Floyd had millions and literally is going to lose all of it for scamming. Okay, let me see here. I'm going to do drop the link. Chester, come on up. Chester, come on. Let's chat for 1 minute, and then I'll continue with this. Here we go.
Him taking this what do you call it? The Centra card?
Centra card.
The Centra cards. And going and purchasing something with his Bitcoin at a store.
Yeah.
He did that knowing that it didn't work.
Floyd Mayweather doesn't know anything that's going on, really. So like what
we all know that.
Yeah, yeah.
The guy can't read,
Yeah.
How much did you guys pay him?
Like $1 million.
He took that knowing or not caring if it worked?
It was just knowing, not knowing, right? Like they didn't care. He does a million promotions like that. It was basically you speak to his manager.
Yeah.
He's like, this is Floyd's price. You send the money over.
Yeah.
The manager makes his little cut from it.
Mm-hmm.
And he just says, what do you want me to say? And what do you want me to do?
Okay.
Right. And you just basically give him his script and he just does it.
That wasn't just bad PR. That was federal heat, and it was only the beginning. Now rewind to 2015. Floyd had just made what he claimed was $300 million fighting Manny Pacquiao, richest athlete in the world, right?
He made $300 million legitimately, but unfortunately he lost it. Let's find out how. I should also mention, this is common in our community. We love to throw our money away.
Right? Wrong. Because the very next year, Floyd begged the IRS to delay his tax payments, even though he said he was swimming in cash. He filed court docs asking for a payment plan, saying he couldn't pay off his 2015 taxes until after he got paid for the Conor McGregor fight in 2017.
That tells you everything about faking it until you make it, and then when you make it, you still have to fake it. That's crazy to me.
That guy not pay taxes? How do the people around him, how do the lawyers that I'm sure that he employs, the financial people that are probably running his life, telling him to stop spending $1 million a day, how do they not deal with his taxes?
Well, listen, he apparently had a tough time reading the thing.
Welcome, take a bite. Take a bite in the house,
as they say. Like he didn't know he couldn't read
that's BS.
Something.
That is BS.
They said something.
Time
like
out.
That.
He is paying. I'm sure he's got a litany of people in his world.
I happen to agree.
Yeah, it seems that way. Take a bite. But you know who's not that broke though? Oh, hey, Femi. That's the funny thing is see, there's nothing wrong with being broke. What's wrong is when you brag about being rich when you're broke. That's the problem. All right, so we're gonna have a little conversation with a red pill man for one second here. Chester to the stage. Chester to the stage.
Thanks for having me. Long time no speak. How the body?
Hey, what up? What up? So hey, basically,
can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you good. So you're basically an Angry Man fan, correct?
Well, not just Angry Man. I'm not trying to put all the spotlight on him. I mean, the manosphere, especially the black manosphere, does a lot of good for men because there's they have a voice where nobody speaks up for us, so they speak up for us. Nobody speak up for us. Nobody care about us. Nobody guide us.
Real quick, who doesn't speak up for you?
Sure. Nobody really.
I mean, can you be specific?
Nobody cares about a man's plight.
A man in general,
your own family, your own friends, your own wives. It's hard to. Why do you think male deletion is so high? Huh?
Yeah. What is how high is okay? Are we talking about black men or men in general?
Men in general,
Okay.
but especially black men.
Okay.
We got it.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on here. So the men, you would agree that black male deletion is very high in this in this community,
Male
right?
in general.
You
I
know,
know. I hate to bring this up, but
let's don't teeter back and forth.
I know black
Black
women
men-
run to Planned Parenthood like whoa. So,
Okay. So let me ask you this.
but we get way off top. About the anchor man. What about him?
Okay. Wait, now you're bouncing around. First, okay, let's talk about what you just said first. How about that?
Okay.
You said the plight of the man, and then you said the plight of and then I mentioned, so do you mean the men in general, or do you mean black men? And you said, well, both. And then I said,
life is hard for men in general. So
okay, good. Okay, so basically, who has the highest deletion rate?
Men do.
Okay, of those men, who has the highest deletion rate?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I think white man. I could be wrong.
Let's go by percentage, because there's not that many of us in the United States, right? Who has the highest deletion rate?
I'm assuming you have a chart in front of you. So what's your chart say?
You know me.
Because I don't know off the top of my head.
Guilty
I don't know.
as
I just know it's high. I just know it's bad.
Okay.
And
so, would you like me to tell you how bad it is?
Yeah, what's your chart say?
Okay. 1 every hour.
Does it say the ethnicity?
No, that's just black men. You going somewhere? Or are you promoting your channel? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay. So anyway, so okay, whatever. Okay, here we go. So one every hour. Okay. Who's doing the deleting?
Black men are mostly deleting each other through gang violence, I believe.
Okay, let's not talk about them because we're black. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's doing the deleting in our community?
It's the people that live there.
Okay. There's men and women because there's nothing else. So
mostly,
who's doing all the deleting?
each other.
Who's doing the deleting?
Most of the deleting is done by men.
Okay. So basically, would you say that we are at the heart of our problems as men?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because there's people like me and you who got a good head on their shoulders, and then there's those knuckleheads that are the problem, the troublemakers. The troublemakers are the ones doing all the debauchery. Guys like me and you, we're not in that.
Okay, so you mind if I call them bandits? Because that sounds like, a good... You mind?
Yeah, go ahead, call them bandits.
Okay, we'll call them bandits. So basically, these bandits are doing all the debauchery, right?
Yeah.
What percentage would you say these bandits are?
A lot.
Are you on a bicycle?
I'm on an e-bike.
Okay, cool. Okay, so a lot. So would you say that it's 50% of us are bandits? Would you say it's that much or more?
I don't have an exact number. I definitely wouldn't say 50%.
You think what?
I said I don't have a number, but I definitely wouldn't say 50%.
Okay, 40, 30-ish. What do you think?
You would have to look at demographic as well. Like, where are they? Are they in Chicago? Are they in Baltimore?
Okay, let's talk in general. Would you say it's? I mean, yeah, because it's going to be different where they live, right? But let's say in general, could we agree on like 35%? Probably, right? Okay, so 35%, we both agree on are basically bandits. They're straight up bandits, right? And
A lot of the young bandits, you know why they're like that? Because they don't have strong father figures in the home.
Okay, let's go with the percentage. So these bandits are out here deleting each other 1 an hour. Is that correct? You there, Chester?
I don't want to derail the show now.
No, we'll get back to it in about 5 minutes. We'll be done here in a minute. Because I have a question for you. What if a man?
I gotta pass this crazy driver up here.
Okay, what if a man? How would you feel if a man?
I'm about to pull over in a minute. Hold on. One second. Mom goes home anyway.
Susie Bear says this, by the way. You have to get a lawyer, an accountant, and then another lawyer and another accountant to watch all of those lawyers and accountants. Actually, I honestly would send somebody in my family to school to learn how great. She's talking about the Floyd Mayweather, the Money Mayweather dude, our role model who just happened to be caught by the feds for scamming.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
I will agree with you on that. It is allegedly.
As much money as he has and what they claim he owes, he could pay that off with the wave of his hand.
Well, that's the problem, though.
We don't even know if it's true. This is an accusation at best.
Did you just hear during well, maybe you just popped on, I don't know. Basically, they said that he just made 300 million on like right?
Yeah.
And then, but then he tells the feds, aka or let's say the IRS, that he needed a payment plan to pay his taxes instead of paying the taxes off as you said that he could. Why do you think he did that?
If he even did it at all. I will say one thing.
It's starting to break up a little bit.
I will say one thing about Floyd Mayweather. He is stupid with his money.
What?
Floyd Mayweather is stupid with his money.
Okay, so you admit that he's stupid with his money.
Oh yeah. I mean,
but what you're saying is that you're not saying that he's a scammer. He's just stupid with his money.
He makes dumb decisions. He makes dumb purchasing choices. Yeah.
So would that?
I mean, have you seen his watch collection?
So if the decisions end up in him scamming somebody, what does that mean?
If his decisions end up what?
If his decisions that are stupid that you said they were end up scamming someone, what would that mean?
I mean his purchases. The purchases he makes. I don't know if he scammed anybody or not. If he did,
so you're thinking he makes dumb purchases, and that's what landed him in trouble, right?
That's not what landed him in trouble. His alleged scam is what landed him in trouble. And if he did it, he need to answer for it. Well, if he did it, we don't even know if he did it or not.
Let's take a listen. Let me know.
Financial management people.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
How long before he's suing somebody for mismanagement of funds? That's happening.
You'd certainly think so. By the way, they announced, I'll get your calls in a second. They did announce the pricing for Mayweather McGregor. $100 for a high def, $90 for standard def. So there you go. So it's exactly what the Mayweather Pacquiao fight was. $100 pay-per-view.
Make it make sense. This man had money issues even when he was at his so-called peak. Fast forward to 2024. Floyd's name popped up again, this time in a full-blown Manhattan property scam. According to the New York Post, Mayweather dropped a massive $402 million on a real estate power move in Upper Manhattan. We're talking about 62 multifamily buildings with over 1,000 units, all allegedly under his name, with no business partners, no investors, just Floyd.
Into my lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately I purchased
I mean,
62
real estate, that's legit to me. So let's see what happened. What happened?
apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
And get this, he claims he also owns all the retail spaces beneath those buildings. No partners. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started, Floyd wrote.
Susie Bear says, shh, DJ, he's a king. Therefore, he is a victim. Bars.
No, I don't.
On the
I don't.
surface,
Oh,
that sounds like a
Floyd,
baller move.
talking about
But
Floyd.
I mean, do you think that's a good point that Susie Bear did bring up. I mean, it seems like a lot of that we victimize ourselves, especially the bandits. The bandits love to be victims. Like, they go rob a bank or something, right? A victim will go out there and rob a bank, or might murk their friend, like these rappers be doing. And then they say, oh, wow, the man is holding me down, right? You see what I'm saying?
It's the dumb decisions holding them down.
Say again?
I said it's their dumb decision holding them down.
There you go.
But
There
you rob
you
a
go.
bank, you can't say, "Oh my God, it was the white man." No, it was you because you went out and committed a felony, idiot.
Yeah, but at least you understand that. Okay, so that's good.
I don't subscribe to victim mindset. I never have.
Got it. Here we go.
in the context of everything else going on, it raises hella red flags.
But wait a minute. Isn't a victim mindset complaining about women like all the time, like complaining about why, black women this, black women that? Isn't that a victim mindset?
No, because a large portion of women from every community, not just the black community, they need to course correct, need to take accountability.
Okay, but let's say I play along with that game right there.
Hold on. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. We're not even gonna open that can of worms.
I think okay, you're right. We'll go through it later. But I would just like to reply just for one moment. But the point, why complain when you can just choose the right person?
Oh, well, see, I can answer that. We didn't complain. And not only that, that whole right person thing, the person can flip. They can do it.
Wait.
We don't complain.
Now you're saying
we adjust.
Wait, are you saying the manosphere complains or not?
Huh?
Are you saying the manosphere complains? I think the manosphere complains a lot to the point where they get derogatory. But
they don't complain. They show what's going on. They'll say, you might want to think about it before you get married, and here's why. Here's Exhibit A, here's Exhibit B, here's Exhibit C.
Okay.
And it's not complaining, that's showing your work.
But let me ask you this.
Complaining will be whining about something, but not really pivoting or doing anything about it.
But aren't they whining about the behavior of women?
No, we're pointing out debauchery.
No.
There's a difference.
That's whining. Pointing it out is one thing.
So if a woman
whining and pointing it out are really the same things, because think about it.
Nah, I disagree.
No, I mean, I agree. Okay, black men, we are the least, we have the lowest numbers of men in the United States as far as the major races, right?
Gee, I wonder why.
We should have no problem finding a woman of whatever race, right? But we still are doing terrible, because if we weren't doing terrible, all these little red pill channels wouldn't exist, because the men wouldn't have time for the red pill channels. They would be too busy living life, right? So with that said,
who says we're doing terrible?
You guys do.
No, we're doing pretty good.
This is what's going on. You remember when you guys
moving and we're adjusted correctly?
Do you guys remember when you complained about the lawyer?
What lawyer?
What's her name? The one that the bus driver theory. Remember the bus driver theory? And there was the lawyer was saying that she was not going to date a bus driver. Remember?
See, you're conflating complaining with the meaning of the minds.
The what?
And I actually agree with it. What's wrong with a bus driver? Too good for a bus driver?
So are you in the camp that a person who is basically, let's say, a lawyer, a woman who's a doctor, a woman who's doing better than a man should be perfectly happy with a bus driver? Are you in that camp?
It depends on how they meet and what their intentions are.
Yes or no?
It's not a yes or no question.
The intentions is obviously a relationship or marriage. So yes or no?
If they want marriage and kids and they can get along and their goals line up, then sure, they should be together.
Okay, so basically though, do you know that you guys complain about women who have shit, right?
I don't complain about women who have stuff.
You don't, but in general, yeah, you heard what Kevin Samuels said, you heard what Angry Man said. You guys, let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. You guys, at least from what I've heard over 100 times, you guys complain about women getting educated. Remember, you don't need no education. Remember when Angry Man had that little video about how he was saying how women are going out and getting, you know, shitty diplomas and shit. I mean, not diplomas, but you know, BAs that are useless, but he didn't realize because he's stupid that basically those women are still making money off of their BAs and that they owe money on it, but he didn't realize that these women, you know,
and still have the highest amount of college debt. So and a degree that's going to be useless in like 2 years.
Do you remember that part? Do you remember that part?
No.
Okay.
Because it's not true.
So you're right. We should do a whole thing on this because
they're not most educated. They're most enrolled. There's a difference.
Okay. These women are graduating more than men. That's one of the other problems y'all have.
That's because men are being pushed out of the schools.
Okay. How are they being pushed out of the schools?
We all know they're being pushed out of the schools.
Henry Mars is in the house. Darnell's in the house. Okay. The problem is this. What's pushing us out of the schools?
The feminine doctrine.
The what?
Hold on.
Take your time. I'll give you time to think of an answer. Yeah.
Hold on. Neighbors walking by. I don't want them on camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want the neighbors on camera.
Got it.
I can't give you.
Okay.
I can't give you automatic spear jams, bro. If you ain't watch the channel, then you just missed it. I can't give you all the gems. If you don't watch,
I can help you out, bro. I can help you out, bro. Let me help you out here.
Okay, y'all can't help me.
There's nothing keeping black men out of college at all, or getting educated at all.
Bruh.
Not any more than black women, right? Why do you feel that, let me ask you this. Do you feel that black women have the upper hand on black men in the education system? Yes or no?
That's such a hard question.
You know I'm about them are hard questions.
It's a hard question because it could be answered like 100 different ways.
Did you go to college?
I took some college courses.
Okay, so you went.
I did.
Okay, what kept you from not going?
I pursued trades instead.
Okay, so you left on your own accord.
Yeah, I went into trade immediately.
Okay, you left, but what I'm trying to say is you left on your own accord. They didn't push you out, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Checkmate.
Checkmate. Okay.
Checkmate. You got to excuse me. I had some weird food today, so I'm weird. So anyway, okay. So you see my point, right? Do you understand where I'm coming from? because you lived that. You actually went. You could have stayed in there, and you could have got fully college educated, but you didn't. And I don't say that you didn't make the right choice, because that's up to you. That's your life, right?
Oh yeah, I made the right
Okay.
choice.
So then let me ask you this then we're back to the point where you were saying that black men were pushed out of colleges, but that's not really true.
All men are kind of being pushed out.
Not
Have to look up the liberal feminist agenda to understand it.
okay. There's being pushed out, which means they're saying get the hell out of here. And then
In some cases, that's true.
there's somebody in your situation where you leave on your own accord. Are you saying that your example is one way of being pushed out because you decided to do what you wanted to do?
No, my example completely different.
Okay, but you're saying your example is completely different than other men. But
yes.
didn't Angry Man talk smack about college? So he probably made the same decision.
He put out some facts about college. He ain't talking smack.
Didn't he
And
talk
so did
smack
PTA,
about it?
So did Better
Did he
Pastor.
went on something about the STEM thing that black women and men should only be
STEM
doing
is like the
STEM?
only field that's actually useful, or the most useful.
So basically, then we didn't get kicked out. We just basically decided not to go because let's put it this way: there are community colleges, right? Anybody can go to a community college. Shoot, they're letting kids go to a community college. Nobody's kicking them out, and it's still a college education. You can still get a BA in a lot of these places, or at least go to the next level.
Men typically don't do college. We do trades, and we do trade.
Okay,
so,
Chester, which one is it? Are we getting kicked out of college, or are we choosing to do trades?
Well, they're not really getting kicked out. They're being pushed out.
How do you get pushed out?
And most men will choose trades over college anyway.
Okay, so basically then the men are pushing themselves out.
No. It's a long, convoluted story. You're going to have to need a whole stream to.
How are men? Okay, let's.
I'm not trying to take away from your Floyd Mayweather thing, man. We getting way off.
Yeah, I understand. I appreciate it, but I just want to hear your answer, so I can move on. So how are we being pushed out? You haven't given me a good answer yet. And
I'm going to have to go to my notes and come back.
What?
All these questions require my notes.
Okay. But
so we'll do a whole stream where I have my notes in front of me.
If you took notes, you can at least remember one thing. I mean,
from your notes. What in my age?
From your notes, give me an example of how black men get kicked out. Because men don't get kicked out of college. So it must be black men you're talking about.
I can't remember squat at my age.
Okay, I understand. That's good enough. We'll move on. I'll let you off the hook, bro. But when you see the the thumbnail that says me versus Chester, just get your ass up here. Debate time, Chester. Debate time. We'll talk about it. Well, no, we'll go back your screen name, King Sigma. DJ Torch versus the King. And bring your. By the way, Angry Man. Did you know that? Did you know? And it came out of Angry Man's mouth. By the way, that he has a mother of three. He made a woman a mother of three of his children, right? And he used that situation that he was in as how men are kicked out of the house, because he was staying with the mother who was on Section 8 because he put 3 babies in her. Do you remember that?
No.
That's, if you remember a long time ago, that's why I nicknamed him Section 8, because he basically, why don't you ask him, you know him better than me. Why do you ask him about that? And if he cuts you off, then you know what happened. But basically, that's the problem I have is, why are you following somebody who put 3 babies in a woman and left her? I understand.
I'm sure
I
there's more
understand.
to the story than that.
Okay, find it out because you won't believe me. You know that. That's your hero. Ask him about it. Ask him what happened. Get his side of the story.
Will do.
Okay. It was nice talking with you, Chester. Here we go, y'all. You can stay up if you want to come up. Wait, Chester. You want to? Do you want to comment about Mayweather? You can defend him if you want. Here we go.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
And I'm pointing like this because all of us, we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Okay, let me fast forward.
In one of the most expensive markets in the world, with no
Here we go.
islands.
I mean, Floyd Mayweather in this article, it states that he's spending 402 million in real estate investment in a 1,000-unit affordable housing portfolio in Upper Manhattan. The portfolio includes over 60 buildings and is one of the city's largest real estate deals of the year.
Wow. Well, thank you, Floyd Mayweather, for investing into New York real estate.
Investigate.
I hope that's true. I really do. I really hope what they said he was doing, he's doing. Susie Bear says this, there's nothing wrong with trades. You are intimidated by women who are educated. Just say that you are mad because you can't humiliate women or lower their self-esteem. That's from Susie Bear. Here we go.
Investigators are now looking into whether that $402 million property deal was just a flashy way to funnel dirty money into something that looks legit on paper. Remember, it wasn't just the apartments. Floyd said the retail units below are his too. Think about that. 1,000+ residential units and retail spaces in one of the most expensive markets in the world with no partners. Experts called cap immediately. Where's the paper trail? Who closed the deal?
Right.
Why are the specific property addresses not public? Why did Floyd's team refuse to answer the post questions? Real estate insiders say it would take a full-scale development firm, years of planning, and a team of lawyers and bankers to make that happen. But
and that's so funny because Susie Bear just said something about about it would take. Let me see what she said again because she nailed it. Okay, it would take. Okay, here we go. You have to get a lawyer, an accountant, then you would need another lawyer, and then another accountant to watch those lawyers and accountants. Actually, honestly, I would send somebody in my family to school to learn how bars. Because, I mean, do you, Chester, do you find anything that Mr. Mayweather is saying is to be accurate? Like, does that sound like it's something he's doing? I mean, remember now, he's talking about, in my gut feeling, he's talking about $1 billion worth of stuff that he only has a $500 million for. Let's hear that again. Here we go.
Spending 402 million in real estate investment in a 1,000-unit affordable housing portfolio in Upper Manhattan. The portfolio includes over 60 buildings and is one of the city's largest real estate deals of the year.
Wow. Well, thank you, Floyd Mayweather, for investing into New York real estate.
Investigators are now looking into whether that $402 million property deal was just a flashy way to funnel dirty money into something that looks legit on paper. Remember, it wasn't just the apartments. Floyd said the retail units below are his too. Think about that. 1,000+ residential units and retail spaces in one of the most expensive markets in the world with no partners. Experts called cap immediately. Where's the paper trail? Who closed the deal? Why are the specific property addresses not public? Why did Floyd's team refuse to answer the post questions? Real estate insiders say it would take a full-scale development firm, years of planning, and a team of lawyers and bankers to make that happen. But Floyd? He just casually dropped it on Instagram like he bought a new chain.
What do you think? I want your gut feeling.
I hope this is recent, I'm assuming. This is current.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it goes to trial so we can get the full story. This is something that need to go to trial.
That's true. Now, what's your gut feeling about what you just heard, though? I mean, do you believe that? Does he sound? Does Mayweather sound believable? Are the numbers lining up?
He sounds about 50% believable. The numbers are not lining up. There's something. There's something fishy. I'll say that. There's something
Okay.
fishy.
Okay, but you're being respectful enough to him. Just you want to see the facts. You want to see the
Yeah,
facts.
I want to see all the facts. I want to see all the receipts. I'm going to see what's uncovered in the trial, if it even goes to trial.
And so I think he already got indicted, so it's going somewhere.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what his lawyers come up with.
Yeah, Susie Bear says, I'm thankful to white and Jewish men for my education. Black men's ideal of Black women is to be suffering in poverty and happy and on standby for them while they screw everything in the sight. I mean, that's a strong argument she made. Because don't you feel like, and it sounds like a description of the bandits, doesn't it? Hello?
What's up?
Oh, I was just asking you about Susie Bear's.
Oh, yeah.
So, did you hear what I said?
No, what's going on? You said something about the description of the bandits.
Never mind.
There's a lot going on now.
It's okay. I know you have a lot going on there. I mean, there's a sofa and chair and some other stuff in the background. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep Mayweather going.
That's what made the feds look even harder. Because if that deal was legit, where's the legit documentation? And if it wasn't, then Floyd's Upper Manhattan portfolio might just be the biggest front in boxing history.
I sit here with sadness.
Sounds like he's running a scam. After I hear all that.
What?
Sounds like he's trying to run a scam. Multiple scams, maybe.
And you know what's sad about it, Chester, is
what it sounds like.
Why would you do it? Why would?
I don't know. I mean, easy money, I guess. I don't know.
Do you think it's something that's in our community, or do you think it's just him?
I think when you get that much money and you see I think when you get that much money and you try to live that lifestyle, the big mansions and the cars and the private jets, you just want to easy. You don't want to. I mean, boxers don't want to be boxers. They box because you get a big payday. So I'm guessing he's just trying to take that easy check. Like, hey, I can scam this person or rip this person off and nobody will find out. But they found out. So now you're indicted.
That's a pretty decent way of putting it. That's a pretty decent way of putting it. Here we go.
Report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters.
Also nailed it. GREED.
Bad too, because he has enough money to like do things legit.
Do you believe us men in our community have a problem with greed? Yes or no?
Have a problem with what?
Greed. Greed.
I think everybody has a problem with greed.
Okay, I'll take that as an answer. It could or could not be accurate, but I'm just going to take it because I asked you for an answer and you gave me one.
That is my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Now, ever wonder why Floyd suddenly started spending so much time in Dubai? Yeah, it wasn't just the shopping or the Lambos. Dubai is famously one of the few major luxury hubs in the world that doesn't have an extradition treaty.
How many sports cars do you need? How many expensive shopping trips can you go on? How many?
I think a lot of men who come from poverty have this issue. because
You know, most of the stuff he
probably,
customizes it. Most
you
of the
know,
stuff he customizes it, and he can't even resell it. If you get a watch, if you get a Rolex, and put gold and diamonds and your initials on it and all that, you can't even resell it now. Ain't nobody
right,
gonna buy it.
right. So I think basically the problem is that he never got over being poor. Because I've seen like really rich people before crossing paths at work or whatever, right? And you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. They don't come in with an entourage. They don't come in with,
With a
know,
3-piece suit, at best they'll have on a collared shirt and some slacks.
right. You nailed it. So I think we in our community, us
The
men,
really flashy ones might
talking
drive an
about us
older
men.
Mercedes.
Wait, Chester, let me finish. Let me finish.
Yep.
I think us men in our community, that's one of our major problems. I would say it's way more concerning than anything else. In it, I mean, number two after us still eating each other, but is the fact that we spend too much money on not looking poor. We literally throw the money out of our community as fast as we can get it.
That goes back to what y'all said earlier. That's that fake it till you make it mindset.
Yeah.
They dump all their money into a car, but yet they're living in a shack.
Right. Right. Okay. You made my point. Here we go.
Treaty with the US. That means if the feds came knocking, Dubai wouldn't automatically ship Floyd back. So while the heat was rising back in America, Floyd was chilling in gold-draped hotels, hosting random exhibitions, and pretending everything was cool. But the leak
perfectly well said. Miss Alto says about, men who make these kind of mistakes, spiritual insecurity.
tape that exposed the real reason he was there. He wasn't just living lavish, he was laying low, plotting his escape.
I'm disappointed. I really.
So basically, here now Stanton got his own problems. He just blew himself out of $1 million deal himself.
I really am disappointed. The thing is that Floyd is what they call an independent contractor. And what happens is that when you become an independent contractor, Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you 2 checks or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, and whatever else needs to be deducted is paid to the Internal Revenue Service. Floyd, you made $230, and I get it, Skip. I can just imagine getting a check for $230 million. Like, hold on. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your opulence. You got bales and bales of money. You might have 30, 40 racks up in front of you. You got Bugattis and Enzo Ferraris and private jets and yacht, and you big balling, and you won't cut these people their money? Let's Skip.
Exactly.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
This is a sidebar. I think that whole Shannon Sharp situation is probably going to get settled out of court.
Well, they tried to settle, and I believe he'll settle out of court. But you know what's not going to be settled?
He wanted more money.
He lost. That's
is
gone.
the what? The what he lost?
The 100. He was about to get paid $100 million, but he wanted. But
yeah, he's still loaded though.
No, he's still right. He's still loaded, but let's think about it.
And he still has Club Shay Shay, whatever he calls it.
Okay, that's good. But think about it like this. He was
about to make a bag.
It wasn't like they were thinking about it or he was still on a job interview. They were about to sign him a $100 million check. And basically, he let his
his Johnson ruined it for him.
Basically. That the thing is this. Look, he's around my age, okay, but it's his life. If he wants to mess around with 19-year-old girls,
it's not even the age. It's what happened between them.
I think it's both.
It's not even the age. It's not even the age. Because I know on this channel, the people in your chat don't want to see an older man with a younger woman. That's not even the issue. That's not even the issue. It's what he did. Which
no, let me break something down to you.
It's what he did.
An older man and a younger woman is a man who is 55 and the woman is 35. Not 55, 19 from.
He had an arrangement.
Wait, let me finish. From OnlyFans. Okay.
They obviously had an arrangement.
I mean, to me, it's like this. If you want to put yourself in a position of being a role model for other men, and this goes for Kevin Samuels too, or any other, if you don't want to put yourself in a position to be a positive role model for other men, not just role model, because you can be a bad role model too. Dating kids the age of what could very well be your granddaughter,
not a kid,
and being in only a sexual relationship with that person,
two consenting adults.
Well, let's face it, 19 is barely legal.
Still legal.
Right. That's the problem.
We'll leave it there because I don't want your channel getting I don't want your channel getting nuked. So
hey, they're already trying anyway. You red pill niggas be getting going off on my channel. You don't. I'm not saying you do.
You be on some
you do.
You be on some jive sometimes. You be on some jive.
Hey, but see, it proves my point though. If niggas get so emotional, right, that they gotta like get me, right, that proves actually Cynthia G's point about no impulse control, because otherwise somebody would just come up and out debate me, right, and make me look bad on my channel, right? They don't do that. They do foul shit, and that's
a lot of people. Like people like me, we don't come up to people's channels to make them look bad. We come up to defend ourselves.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But I wasn't saying that in a way of saying that's all you guys do.
Yeah. I know.
Let's just put it this way: I have a pretty good record with you guys. I be in the debate Super Bowl. A lot of times. Let's put it that way. I'm not trying to brag or nothing. It's just the way things went down. But anyway, let's get back into this thing here. So basically,
I'm still here. I gotta go shave real quick. I'm gonna cut the camera.
It's okay for Shannon Sharp who's 55, 60 to date a person who is 19, and and she's not really that stable herself. I'm not saying she's unstable. I'm just saying she's not. Chester left. Okay, here we go, guys.
I believe that he would have taken this fight anyway. It's hard to turn down $200, $300 million, Skip. But it looks to me that a major driving force between him, because I always thought it was Conor that wanted the fight. He wanted the big payday.
Yep.
But deep down, Floyd needed this payday because he got to settle a score. And let me tell you how the IRS works, Skip.
Do you have experience?
I have experience with them.
Okay.
Experience. What they like to do, if you owe them, they're not going to send you a letter right away. They like that thing to occur.
Here's the truth. Floyd's.
The New York Times is reporting on.
Pause that right there. So yeah, basically the thing is this. We're getting to the point where men, the thing is this, things will get better in the Black community as soon as men take ownership of the problems in the Black community. And as Chester said, who's red pill, okay? He said we have too many men. Okay, you can come back over if you want. But we have too many men in our community. Men, okay? We have too many bandits, or whatever he wants to define it as, in our community. No, I didn't. Hey, I didn't say nothing about. He says it's not men's fault. Okay, Chester, who's the leader of our community? Who's the coach of our community? Who are the coaches who are the leaders, supposedly, theoretically, who are the coaches and leaders of the community? Men. We have to own that. We have to own our wins and we have to own our losses. And right now we're losing. And right now we're losing because of exactly what we have just seen on the screen and the conversations we just had. Mayweather, we haven't even gotten to the guys who ain't got money. Mayweather scam. I didn't even mean to talk about Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp, he let his peen do the talking, didn't he? He let his peen do the talking. What? Okay, King Sigma says women are not listening. Thank God they're not. Because if women were listening to what men in our community were doing, including Pookies, bandits, or whatever you want to call, women would not be doing as well as they are doing in our community. So what is to listen to? What? A woman is supposed to like be submissive to a man that can't even control his own temper? A man who like Mayweather, who can't even control his money, and he's filthy. Really, he's not rich anymore. But he does have huge cash flow. But more than likely, if he paid everybody off, he'd be broke. So that's the problem. So what do women have to listen? There's nothing for women to listen for. We have not set a pedestal, a base, or anything for anybody to follow. We need to focus on doing that, but we're not doing that. We're not. So anyway, I want to get into part 2 of the Will Jordan story. We're starting right where we are now. Here we go.
Early in their relationship, Mary invited Will Jordan to meet the family.
Oh, you'll like this. You'll like this one, Chester. You can come back up if you want to talk about it. This is a black man who definitely dates out a lot, and you should check this out. This is Will Jordan. These women, he's dating more than one woman. In fact, he's marrying more than one woman. And old Will, well, you know, he's taking their money too. He's running a scam too. He's running. Let's check it out. Here we go.
Really like for you to meet my parents. I think it's that time in our relationship. Really?
This was an important moment. She wanted her family to meet this person that she's been talking about all this time.
Dating me. King Simmons, I definitely date out, LMAO. Yep, most men do. The question is, do you date with purpose? Do you date with purpose? He did it only because he wanted to continue to control her. Susie Bear says, I missed the beginning of this. Was this like some sort of catfish situation? Had they ever met this guy in person? Actually, it's kind of like it's the mix of catfish. And actually, there is a part 1 to it, Susie Bear. I'll put it in the community wall. The part 1. Adele is in the house. She's doing way too much talking. I hear that, Adele. Phoenix Soul. I was singing great yesterday. I'm glad you weren't here though, because I would have broke your eardrums. But I was sounding great. I was no, I wasn't. No, let me admit, I can't sing. Anyway, Phoenix Soul with her beautiful voice. Why I think of knowledge. I had to explain to someone about the dense 30 animal mental abuse of Hallie. Yep. These things that are so trivial to them hurt. We see, I'm sorry, we seem to be more human than them. Pretty much. When all they got on their mind is one thing. Yeah. Okay, now she's tripping. She's tripping. Okay, look, being given a ring is a very easy thing for a man to do, especially if it means continued ownership of women. What he didn't do, okay, is be consistent. Now, I shouldn't have to tell nobody that, but that's like, exactly. Thank you.
That year, I spent Christmas as usual with my family. Very loving and very supportive, but they do tease. They decided that they'd come up with a new nickname for Will, and that was Won't. So they thought this was very funny that I was wearing the ring, but that he wasn't there again.
Right. Who knows where he got the ring?
Parents obviously thought he was not necessarily good boyfriend material. You know, he wasn't
Not
right.
at all. Parents always know.
He wasn't responsible. And there was me having to stick up for him and trying to say, well, no, he's got a lot of work on and, you know, he does his best, but, you know, he does have a lot of work and he's got a lot of commitments that sometimes take priority. And but it's very hard having to stick up for somebody when you're just as angry with them as your parents are, but you still have to stick up for them. Every day, all day, I would get texts. You know, we would text back and forth 20 to 30 times a day. He would email me lovely letters telling me how much he was missing me. He would say that he was actually frightened by the depth of emotion he felt for me. And it was.
But what did he do? So he's told her all these lovely things, right? He's told her all these lovely things, but the only consistent thing he's done is consistently flake on her.
It's very romantic. It made me feel that I was able to.
Alto, you nailed it. She seems very needy and vulnerable. A pick me, sadly. A super pick me.
Let loose my emotions and actually fall in love with him too.
Mary was over the moon. She appeared very, very happy, but Will was a bit of a mysterious character in terms of not appearing when he was expected.
Exactly. Susie Bear breaks it down perfectly. I'm so sick of hearing about that Roach and Halle Berry. He had a effed up plan for her, exactly, from the beginning. Exactly. This is what every last one of them does. It would have been much cuter if she dated out. And she definitely had suitors. There were several men of different shades that wanted to be with her. Seriously. He has to pay his way out, but he works for the CIA, which is supposed to be good money. So what did he do with the money? Let's see what happens next. Here we go.
Just felt there's no other option, that I had to give him the money. I was under his control.
Oh, so now he asked her for money. Isn't it? Wait a minute. Isn't a man, don't they brag about protection and provision? Remember, this is how you could tear men's lives apart. Here we go. The at least manosphere men, they're easy. Number one, they brag about protection and provision. Okay? Protection and provision. But in this story we are watching, which is a true story, by the way, Will first started flaking on her then promised to marry her, but didn't meet her parents. Then he said he worked for the CIA and that her life is in danger now, which let's throw the protection flag out the door because that's not around anymore. And now he's asking for money. Please put a 1 in the chat if that sounds familiar to you in other situations, not just, yeah, put a 1 in the chat if that sounds familiar from experiences that you've seen in the past with friends, family, whatever. Or put a 2 in the two in the chat if you don't see the correlation. But to me, you can see that basically everything they said they could offer, everything they said they can offer, they can't. That's the point. And the thing is this, the point of being married is that you have a consistent lifestyle. Miss Alto says, this guy is a prime example of a sociopath. Bars. Bars.
Mary hands over $20,000 of her savings. It's a price worth paying.
And really, quite honestly, she really doesn't know the guy. Now, so remember now, it's almost funny and sad at the same time. Think about it like this. You're a man, and as far as we know right now, men, they brag about providing for their family and providing, you know, a roof over a woman's head, and provision, money to keep her alive and the family alive. And this dude is the opposite. He's taking money and he's putting her in danger. Whether it's real or not, mentally, that's what he did, right? That's why he needed the money, right? Didn't he need the money to safely remove them from the CIA, which the CIA wouldn't do that. And if they did do that, it would be a lot more than just $10,000. Let me keep going. Here we go.
He asked me for money for his mother because she was ill in hospital and to pay the medical bill.
Oh my God, I know why now is the amount of trust this woman has in this man who has shown not 1 ounce of consistency is amazing. House. And it's her house. It's not his. So far, he flaked on her at the beginning. He flaked on her several times at the beginning, I should say. Put a baby in her. Told her she's in danger because he works for the CIA. Told her she's in danger because he needed to get out of CIA. Demanded money from her by telling her she was in danger. She gave him money several times. It's probably up to $30,000 or $40,000 now. And gave her a taser because she's not safe. Wonderful, wonderful example of protection and provision. Miss Alto says she could do bad by herself. You do not need someone to drag you to hell on earth, period. Bar. So she had a flat that she owned before she met Will. Now she's living in a cheap apartment. If that's not dust, I don't know what is. Susie Bear says, I've always taken relationships as I will get as I will get away the minute I will get away the minute they start acting funny, even if it hurts. My mom and dad taught me that. Bars. Yeah, when they act, and then and this is way beyond funny right here. I think the thing that a lot of men don't understand that women are looking for is consistency. And most men can't provide it. That's the problem. Here we Didn't he give the CIA a lot of money to get out of the CIA? And they accepted the money, which meant that he was supposed to be out of the CIA? You see how that doesn't make sense?
Talking as well. And I said, no. There is this possibility that my husband.
He sure gave her a good time. Isn't that crazy? That is just crazy to me. We are going to go. Let me keep it going. One. Okay, there must be something wrong with her. She can't be this. I've never seen anybody this trusting. I'm gonna be nice. Trusting, man. Was she homeschooled? Was she homeschooled and extremely sheltered? What gives? Was she schooled? Man.
He said I wasn't to say anything. I was not to answer any questions because they were going to try and trip me up. So when the police rang me and said that he'd been charged with bigamy, I kept quiet.
You know, that's weird. You know who else was charged with bigamy? Or should have been charged with bigamy? Where's Nesto at? Where is Nesto at? Hold on one second, y'all. I'm cooking. I'm cooking. I want to show you the American version of this. This is the American version. Just a little American version. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, you got the curl. Hello?
The ponytail. Yeah, I hear you. How are you?
Good.
I keep falling for it because I'm linked over. How are you?
You keep what?
Just in case you don't know what's going on, this is Sonya on the right, and that's Ernesto on the left. Ernesto is in prison for a lot of stuff, one being some SA stuff, but he's done a lot of scamming and everything as well, like Will did. Now, the reason I want to bring this up is this brings this situation from England right down here to the United States of America. Right, I believe she's in Texas or something like that. And basically, let's break it down like this.
Man, no, I said it's falling over. You see my head?
No, you
Can't
keep
see it.
moving around. No,
Right
you
here.
keep moving around.
Man,
You
that
gotta be
mirror got me.
Okay, Sonya's been through a lot. Sonya's been shot by her boyfriend when she was younger, in her teens. Basically just dogged out all her life. And Ernesto was married to Shirley Strawberry. But the funny part is Ernesto was also married to other women at the same time. So the point I'm trying to make and the situation I'm trying to this situation is common. where men will, if they feel that they cannot get women straight out, they will make promises to women like saying, let's get married and all this kind of stuff and all this kind of crap, and basically telling lies to the point where he's in jail right now for fraud, just like William. He's in jail right now for abuse, just like William. And she is just eating it up. I mean, you talk about a BMW with all the trimmings. We got one right here.
What
You know
marriage?
what I'm talking about? The side.
Oh, you done, what you done, hit something?
I hit it.
Oh,
I was trying to walk
yeah. When you walk, you must.
around it because I was carrying up at the same time I'm passing.
We're going to be talking about this couple, I guarantee you, a lot, because they are this. It's literally like this. It's literally the same situation, except one situation was in England and this one is in the United States. Let me bring it back.
I was get rid of any evidence that I'd ever known anything about Michelle. So, under his instruction, I shredded the details I had, the company house records I had, showing that Michelle was the company director. I took any receipts and I shredded them and I burnt them in the grate. And I took the ashes. And as instructed the will, I walked down the street to check I wasn't followed and then put them in somebody else's bin.
With Will was that he scammed the same way to each woman. That is crazy. Let's go back to the cell house with Sonya and Nesto for a minute.
You must be moving around.
Yeah. I was trying.
Oh, you got to be still because you're going in and out.
She said tomorrow at 4:00.
Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. Okay, then. Well, how's your day going? Well, you keep moving around because I can't see your face. Yeah. You got.
So really, believe it or not, though they're in different countries and they're different races of women, they both think very, very much the same when it comes to their men. They both think their man is innocent. They both are not willing to admit the truth. They both are worshiping the man. I mean, this woman here, I mean, she truly still believes in Will.
So you could see Mary's life disintegrating as this other woman walked around the apartment.
Yeah, Miss Alto says, scammy dude definitely has a type. Lonely, homely, gullible, and dead.
Is to get me to the point where I was malleable enough to rip me off for money.
Wow.
It's a long con.
I mean, I'm glad I hope you guys like the show. I hope you learned something, or well, you probably already know. Cyber Dream in the house. Yeah, that's right, Cyber. I'm on stream. So basically, this is what's going down. At the end of the day, it's the end of the day. This guy scammed basically everybody. The StreamYard, yeah. That's right, Cyber. I'm on stream. In fact, let me drop a link just in case somebody wants to come up and talk about what we just displayed, what we just saw here. Yeah. And the sad thing is, it's common. This is very common. he scammed at least 3 people. At least. I heard there's a lot more than that. These men are out there all the time. So I guess I can't really tell you how to think, but the core is, if it sounds funny, it is funny. And it's funny because none of these women are really super attractive or nothing. So he has a type. So yeah, everybody, but this is the story of Will Jordan. I'm glad you enjoyed it, along with the story of Shannon Sharp. I hope you enjoyed that too. Cool. Welcome, Cyber. How you doing tonight?
What's up, Torch?
Just trying to stay out of the cold. Winter's around.
Oh, when it's cold outside, I got the Mother Maid.
You sound better than me. You sound better than me. That's for sure. But yeah, I just went over the correlation between, Nesto and Sonya and William and these other 10 women. I think it's up to 10 women. And
Who is
yesterday
this
we
right
did,
there you're talking about? Who is that?
that is William. What's his last name? I can't believe I forgot his last name. William Jordan. William Jordan. A super
Michael Jordan?
scammer.
That's Michael Jordan's son?
No.
Oh.
No, just a nobody who lived, a dude from America who lived in England for a long time, who had a thing for bunny hopping, as they call it, but he was bunny hopping for money. And basically what he was doing, he was scamming single mothers, not black single mothers, but Caucasian single mothers, out of their money. And he did it over and over and again. Not only that, but other things on his resume is that he was an essay guy, and it looked like to me that there were signs of the D. You got the essay. When you got the essay, you got to have the DV in the mix. You know what I mean? So the essay, the DV, the fraud, of course. He had to commit that fraud. And who knows what else. But basically he did this. He had these women wrapped around his finger for 5 years. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that they were unwilling. I mean, don't get me wrong, he brainwashed them good, but they were just unwilling to see the truth, if you know what I mean.
So he was like stealing their social security cards and
worse than that, he was taking straight up cash from them. $10,000 here, $20,000 here, $30,000 here, and he even made one of. Now remember, the woman had his child, right? And after, Tanya, please come back on. After he had, they already had like at least 2 kids together, right? He still made her sell her flat.
oh, so he a finna man. Oh, I'm finna do this, baby girl. I'm about to, I'm finna do this. You give me that 30 racks, and then I'm about to invest in this company, and I call them finna mans.
Finna man. He finna get rich.
Yeah, always finna do something. I'm finna get my life together. I'm finna.
Right, Tanya Sweat in the house. How you doing tonight?
Slightly amused and slightly got a neck ache from shaking my head too much.
I mean,
so let me ask you this, guys. Then, so do you consider these women victims? I'm just curious.
I kind of, sort of, and then the other part is the denial, because it's almost like being willfully ignorant. And the fact that the red flags was there and you chose to ignore them.
Well, for all you guys that's like, Bible readers, God called these women silly women laden with sin.
True, but in such cases, the sin was visited upon them. It really wasn't their own.
Yeah, we have to give dude some credit. He was quite manipulative, and there was a lot of men like this. I mean, Kevin Samuels was like this. we need some merch and peppermints called Peppermints.
Hey, I need my royalties. I need my residuals. Don't play with me. Come on now, Bridget. I know you got that T-shirt maker. Don't play with me. No, because I have to be. I look at things differently than I'm gonna say. I wouldn't compare it to other people's mindset, but I look at things differently. I don't consider a lot of things being victim unless like children, women with disabilities and stuff like that. I think that a lot of women in these circumstances are, they playing to pay. Be honest. Because the great Sin G say who they choose. Now, none of these men come with anything. Men have to show, not their mouthpiece. And my other question is, what makes a woman, what type of mindset does she have where just mere words can persuade this woman to do XYZ?
Right.
Because they say black women, we're combative. We talk a lot of shit. What they're saying is things because we analyze what's coming out of their mouth, and it don't line up with their actions. So if we mention it to these men, we're talking shit. We're combative. We're masculine. Blah blah blah. But in these women cases, they were submissive. I wouldn't say fit, but they were submissive. They docile, and I guess it's a pick me. They apply pick me syndrome to only black women. But I think that we should look beyond just the race of black women and apply it to these women as well.
Right.
Well, I see. I guess that other woman, that one which you covered with the British story there, her whole family was it was like the pick me family. Until somebody started to smarten up, but I just didn't question why they didn't just grab her by the ear and sit her down a tea and say, look, something's up with this. You need to, no one did till it got to the point that she was almost gone out of money. Oh boy, I got a phone call coming through. Well, I'm finna step off, you guys, and I'll keep listening from the crowd.
All right. Thank you.
But the fact that she has a man, like having a man, thank you.
All right.
Having a man around gives her some type of accolades and attributes.
Right.
A lot of these women are using these men as like little trophies, I think, personally.
Yeah.
And they getting scammed.
Straight up. Let me try this one. There we go. Okay, let me try that. But and it's sadly to hear he's on the docket too.
Oh, didn't he file for bankruptcy?
He filed for everything.
I think that's a scam, but that's a loophole the rich do because they have enough money. They don't go to work, so they have enough money to sit out for 7 years.
Yeah, the weird thing is this: is that even Chester said he was scamming, and that's weird coming from a red pill dude. He was up here earlier, but yeah. So he ran game. He ran game on a lot of people as well, and it's a shame because he didn't. It's one thing like when you don't have money and you run a scam. You're still a nasty POS, but at least people could say, well, you were broke. This man had millions of dollars. And the only reason he doesn't have millions of dollars now is he spent it all. I don't know. It just seems like there's a pathology of manipulation that goes on. And that they can't do without it. I think it has nothing to do with the money sometimes. I think it has to do with they like to manipulate as many people as they can.
But his money, money, it's like a a trick for them. Money for them is power.
Right.
Without power, they wouldn't have the ability to do XYZ. So they need money. Money is a tool that they need desperately to exude their power. Without it, they have none.
Right.
But he's just a Dusty, you know. He just a uneducated black man that has some talent of fighting, and instead of him doing right, he's living the
hustler life
with all the wise. But the thing is, a lot of the other men look up to this brother.
That, and they still, and that's the problem. It almost seems like the most popular men we have in our community are the ones that so happen to, not be real, if you know what I mean. They're just not. It's like they're manipulators. These young men don't know that they're getting manipulated. They're not getting educated. They're getting manipulated. When you think about it, I can't think of anything Floyd told anybody about wealth. I'm sure he's mentioned it here and there, but
when you say that he's manipulating all these people, it's like you giving him an excuse to do what he's doing. What if he's just, outright just showing his, just outright saying this is what it is, like the Diddy. I don't think Diddy was lying. Diddy was telling them people straight up what it is.
Yeah, Diddy did lie, but he did after he got. What Diddy does is he'll lie to you first, get you hooked, and then tell you what it is, and then you can't get out because he'll either blow up your car or you'll get real sick and die or something. You see what I'm saying? That's how Diddy operates.
I mean, so let me ask you this: if you were a rabbit torch and I had your favorite fruit, which is a carrot,
right,
and then I put you in this Hasper reel, the thing that, right, yeah. and then you gonna run to your die for your favorite meal,
right?
All these people are doing is dangling people's temptation in front of them, and it takes your courage. It takes you to have discipline to not take the bait.
Very well put. Very well put. Very well put. Well said. But hey, let's look. Here's another one.
The New York Times is reporting on what we've been reporting on.
On this, but he has the same mindset. So this goes across. Oh wait, did they even show him? No, they talked all the way through there. Okay, I was looking for Elon Musk, but he's kind of the same way. He saw he didn't get his way. He couldn't buy America, so now he's all mad. But yeah, that's basically the whole scoop. That how you put it, it was exactly right. They put the carrot in front of the purse, in front of you, and you run after it. You run after it, and
how about this? Change your appetite.
There you go.
I don't want no carrot. I don't want no carrots no more. I like broccoli now.
Right. Bridget says right. They find out what your needs and wants are and dangle it for manipulation.
But I wouldn't call that manipulation though.
No, but that's basically the definition of it. Which dangling
like you have what I want. I can see it. You don't have a fake carrot. It's a real carrot.
But no, it's not real. It's a real carrot, but it's a fake carrot because really, quite honestly, they're not going to get the carrot. It's a promise to have the carrot. It's like, I remember somebody when they used to say, yeah, what I usually do is promise women that I can take care of them. And then he wouldn't take care of them. That's a form of manipulation because whether he had the money or not is not the point. The point is he ain't going to take care of you.
That's just straight up lying. So in my mind, I believe manipulation is getting someone to do something for your benefit.
Right. Right. But if you're waving a carrot, you're doing something. If you're waving a carrot, you're saying you're initially saying, okay, I'm going to feed you your favorite food.
But you can't keep waving. You're gonna have most people get the nibble. Most people get the crumbs. The manipulation is the fact that you're not telling me the circumstances where it's going to take me, the situations where I have to go, the hoops and all the barriers I have to go through to even get it. I'm gonna get it, but you're not telling me the in between. That's manipulation.
I see what you're saying. So basically, what you're saying is that they're telling you you might get the carrot, but you're gonna go through a lot to get the carrot.
Yeah, I can see the carrot. It's attainable. It's not like it's mission impossible. Impossible.
Right.
Because if the human nature knew that this was impossible, most human beings would just walk away. They walking away from education because they think it's impossible.
Good point. Which is another thing we talked about today.
You know, I'm late to the party. I'm sorry, but I got drinks and chips and everything. I came with outdoors. I don't be online like that. I just
No, hey, I totally understand. But if everybody enjoyed the chat, if you enjoyed the live stream today, and you want to see more like it, definitely put a 1 in the chat. If you want something else, put a 2 in the chat. Let me know.
Like for my thought process, we can look at Cassie and put it with my logic. She was getting the shopping sprees. She was dressing nice. She was on a red carpet. But the carrot was her having her own album and fame.
Right.
He let her taste. He let her nibble on it by putting her in the studio. I'm quite sure she was recording.
Right.
But it wasn't no distribution. It wasn't no marketing for her. It wasn't anything. But she was able.
Not to mention the hands and feet sessions she was getting.
Yeah, she was high. She was high. So.
But everybody, I want to thank you for coming through, and definitely, winter is here. I'm glad you blessed the stage.
Yeah. Damn, you've been almost 3 hours, Torch.
I know, that's crazy, huh? On a Sunday, you usually a brother got to get some sleep, but yeah, I really appreciate everyone, showing up, showing out, conversating. And I'm going to line up some more live streams for this week.
Well, give me a summary because I'm coming here late. Give me a summary. Summary.
Okay. So what happened at first is we went over Money Mayweather. Found out that he doesn't have any money. Then Money Mayweather. Oh, Chester was up here. You know Chester. He was up here. We talked. We had a little small, quick debate. He got mad and ran. I'm just kidding, Chester. Anyway, and then after that, we went into William Jordan, who basically was scamming. This is a weird part. Usually, people who scam other people, that may not be, but usually people who scam other people don't make them pregnant too. He did that. Then after like an hour and a half that we reviewed, it turns out that he was also a pedo. And a scam, and he's convicted on fraud and a bunch of other stuff. So that's pretty much what we went over today. What I kind of wanted to lock in was show people how the scammer mentality works, and how people are out there manipulating other people, making them believe in their words and what they say is true and all that kind of stuff. And we also went over Nesto real quick. Nesto was kind of like the American version of Will Jordan, who, and there, if you have a manipulator like Nesto, you have to have a worshiper like, in this case, Sonya. And those women that we're seeing at the end, the Caucasian women, they were worshippers too. They were worshippers too, because you have to be in my opinion, you have to be in that mindset to be fooled like this.
Conditioning.
Yeah, because because the thing is this, all of these men were sloppy. All of the men were sloppy. It wasn't like any one of these men were like super duper, like, I never would have guessed. I never would have guessed. When they were sloppy.
I think a lot of us think that the behavior of these men, and I'm gonna close it out with that, is second nature. It's like we are conditioned to say that's what just men do. Boys will be boys. Men are, it takes them thousands of time to get things right. And I think women have to understand that they are making a conscious choice. It's not their circumstances, not their environment. They're actually making a choice to get over on you, making a choice not to love you, making a choice to do you bad.
Right. And that's the problem with a lot of the men in our community is they're literally breeding each other, not the mothers. What I'm saying is that men in our community are literally breeding each other, whether from a younger age or during middle school or in high school. They're breeding each other to prey on women because it's cool.
It's crazy you say that. I was reading like a study. They did a study on single parent households where, it was like more of an opinion that they calculated boys without fathers, and they end up being just like these men. They've never met them. That's crazy.
You nailed it. You nailed it. Shout out to Corsia in the house. Ghost is up in the house.
But go ahead and get your Ben Gay torch. Go rub your knees down. And get your icy hot and stuff.
Hey, luckily I'm not in the. I'm not to that level yet, but hey, I appreciate it though.
I was playing basketball today. My knee is killing me. I'm telling you. I said, "Damn, man, what's going on?"
Just keep playing basketball. If you keep playing it, the pain will go away. If not, then
man, I tried to get back out there and bust somebody, and I ain't played in 10 years.
Man,
I only made 2 shots out of. I can't tell you how many I missed, but.
Well, two. That's not bad. I mean,
but the court was messed up. All my shots was just going in and out. I'm like, man, the court is like against me or something. I didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't get the little friendly bounce. I didn't get it.
Yeah. Anyway, let me go ahead and get to the jam.
Everybody, have a good night.
Thank you so much, Winters here, for coming to the stage. Hope you will join us for the next Winters here episode, because we gonna have number 5 coming up, along with Dusty's by the Dozen. But anyway, everybody, here's the beat. Time to get these shout outs on the shout out side. Susie Bear in the house. Susie Bear, I appreciate you coming through. Of course, Tia in the house. Bridget in the house. Wyatt seeking knowledge. I am so glad everything's going good. It sounds like to me everything's going good. Doing what you're doing by seeking knowledge. Indiana Mom, thanks again for that great video. What was yesterday? Miss Alto, thank you for your support so much. Shout out to Bridget. Of course, a shout out to Nesto. Tanya Sweat. Shout out. Phoenix Soul was in the house. Keeping that down. Everybody. Who else? Oh yeah, Femi was up in here. Femi Mars. Darnell coming in here in the mix. Everybody. This DJ Torch.